What's going on, guys? My name is Michael, aka Fortune. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I want to make you a Call of Duty pro. Alright guys, so today I'm going to be showing you guys 5 basic tips that can level up your game. Alright guys, so tip number 1 in this video is going to be make sure you slide off all your ledges. If you're doing that, you're going to get a huge speed boost. It's going to help you in a lot of different gunfights. You know, say you're coming off the half wall in Moscow, like we are right here, we're going to just boom, slide right off of it. And as you can see, that's a pretty good boost of speed. That's going to help you in a lot of gunfights, especially if you're using it in a pub or even a scrim for that matter. It just make that a habit that you're using throughout all your matches when you can. Tip number 2 is going to be make sure you're utilizing all your equipment. Make sure you're throwing stuns. Make sure you're throwing smokes, grenades, stems. Make sure you're using all of those. Those are going to help you in so many situations. I can't stress that enough how often I see players running around the map, not throwing stuns, not throwing nades, just letting that equipment sit in their back pocket. And you know, there's so many situations that you can use them in. Alright guys, so for the last 3 tips, I actually hopped into a bot lobby here on Moscow, and I'm going to show you the last 3 tips of the video, and you know, maybe show you guys a little bit more of a hands-on experience as to what they look like in action. I'm having to just slay out for a second, you know what I'm saying? So tip number 3 is something a lot of Call of Duty players tend to neglect. Centering is a huge part of Call of Duty. And once you get it down, not only is it going to make you a much better player, but it also just becomes second nature. It's kind of like riding a bike, and it just happens. I'm doing it right now without even noticing it. So if you look at the crosshair on the screen, you'll see this dot in the middle. You want to keep this dot at player level at all times. So if you're running this way, you know, people are going to come from that direction. So you want to keep this at mid-range level the entire game. And if you expect somebody to be up there, what you can do is you don't want to fully commit to that window. So what I like to do is I may like just keep it straight ahead here, and I'm sort of in the middle of here and here. And then coming around the corner, you know, nobody's going to come out right here. And a lot of people I see, they run around looking at the floor. And what that does is if someone is to come out of this doorway, you have to flick up. But if you center properly, you just snap on them right here. You're already here. You're going up the stairs, go ahead and look up. You want to keep this in the middle of your screen at all times. And having this dot here, it wasn't always here throughout the older CODs. So the fact that it's here now actually makes things a lot easier for newer players. Just make sure you're always centering. So tip number 4 is a setting I went to on my COD settings video yesterday. A link to that will be down below in the description. Feel free to check that out. A lot of good stuff on that video. But it's actually the auto sprint setting. So what this setting allows you to do is sprint anytime you're moving without having to click in your left analog stick. And what this actually does is it allows you to sprint out of corners and out of cover a lot quicker than you would be if you didn't have it turned on. An added bonus on top of this, outside of the tactical advantage, is actually the preservation of your left analog stick. It's not going to get worn down as much as it would, say, playing Warzone or Modern Warfare, where you're constantly spamming it for the tactical sprint. It's much easier on your controller, and I know personally from my experience, I've lost 2 controllers just in the span of Modern Warfare. Yeah, this game is much easier on my controller with the auto sprint. I believe it was actually a setting back in Modern Warfare, but I never turned it on because I didn't quite know it existed. Tip number 5 is also a setting that was on yesterday's video. I'll show you guys that up on the screen right now. Dynamic aim curve is... I don't know exactly how to explain what it does word for word in a way that makes perfect sense. But what I do know is that it actually allows you to snap on to players a lot easier than it would as if you didn't have it turned on. Most professional players usually refer to it almost as a crutch for, you know, worse players, but, you know, we still use it regardless. Dynamic aim curve really just makes things a lot easier, especially if you're using focusing aim assist. So not only do you have the best aim assist, but you're also able to flick onto players a lot easier. And if your aim is really good, a lot of times it'll actually feel like aimbotting. Tip number 6 is going to be make sure you like the video and subscribe down below. That'd be very much appreciated. That pro COD status, you can just ignore the rest of the tips in the video. As long as you do those 2, you're going to be insane at the game. No, but in all seriousness, tip number 7 will be make sure you're slide canceling. If you have auto sprint turned on, you don't have to slide, jump. You can just slide and then unslide. So for me, I use my B button / my B paddle. So I just press it and press it again really quickly. It works really well when you're sliding around corners. If you keep up with COD at all, you've probably noticed most of the good players doing this. I'm not sure if this is just a professional maneuver that a lot of the pro players do, or if pub stompers are also using that. But what I do know is that it helps a lot. Alright guys, so there are a handful of tips that will easily boost your KD tenfold. If any of these tips were useful to you, go ahead and comment down below and drop a like. That'd be very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified anytime I upload more videos like this. If you want to see more videos like this, you know, informative Call of Duty videos, go ahead and also comment down below letting me know you want to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.